You can make a huge dent into not just the wild card standings this weekend, but also the West.
All you need to say is that the Astros are in town to get Rangers fans fired up. But who would have thought, as recently as the second week in August, Jeff, that this would be a series that is this big? John Radigan, Jeff Wilson here. We're from the DLLS Rangers podcast. We've got Kat, the Queen, over there too. And it's become, both these last two series have become absolutely huge because of what the Rangers did basically in the end of August and the early part of September.
Yeah, you're saying there's a chance.
I'm saying it.
And there is. I mean, you look at the standings and the wild card standings. The Rangers are 1.5 games back. The next team ahead of them is the third place team in the wild card, or the third wild card team, the Mariners. No more games against the Mariners.
Right.
All right. Now the deficit to the Astros is within the margin of games the Rangers have left against them.
Right.
6 games remaining, and you can make a huge dent into not just the wild card standings this weekend, but also the West. The West is still open. It seems very unlikely, but it's still there, and it's because the Rangers have 3 this weekend against the Astros at home, and then 3 more to start the following week to end the next road trip. Somewhere the 12th, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
Not off the top of my head. It would be the 15th through the 17th. That's correct.
Okay.
At Daikin Park. So 6 games, and they're big. They're huge. But this weekend is really big. The Rangers are at home. They've played so well at home. You have to win home series, and this is a must-win series, and not just because if it goes the other way, it could be sayonara.
Right. That's like if by any chance the Rangers start this stretch, all-important stretch of 12 games, it's the Astros at home, and then it's the Brewers at home, and then it's the Mets on the road, and then it's the Astros on the road, right? So 12 huge games. But if they start that with, let's say, a sweep at the hands of the Astros, well, those other 9 just lose a lot of their importance. It's not like they wouldn't be at all important, but they lose a lot of it. So they really need to take care of business on this first series, the home series against the Astros. It's an Astros team that will be certainly, if nothing, everybody's tired this time of year, Jeff, but they'll be a little bit more tired. They've had some 13 straight days, I think, and I think they're in a stretch of playing like 18 games in 19 days. And so they've had a lot on their plate lately, and they played a Thursday night game, whereas the Rangers had the entire day off at home on Thursday.
Yeah, what a fortuitous turn.
Sure.
I mean, this will be the Astros' 8th game in 8 days.
Yep.
They're not no off day to rest the bullpen like the Rangers have had, just to reset the bodies, because like you said, nobody's 100%. 100% might be 75% compared to what it was at the start of the year. So this is a good opportunity, and who knows? Maybe there's a flight delay. There are perils that come with travel, like the Rangers had.
Like the Rangers had going into Arizona, where they had to fly the same day of the game.
Right. And so, any little advantage you can read into or look for. You have the Framber Valdez drama. Maybe there's still some sore feelings there, although, the Yankees won the day after that little incident with the catcher. Just saying, it just seems like the Astros have been ripe all season to fall apart.
Yeah.
And why not let the Rangers be the ones who add on to it? The Astros hadn't named a starter yet because Arrighetti, who was a probable starter, well, he's on the injured list now. So, that's another advantage for the Rangers. Who's going to start this game for the Astros? It's certainly not one of the guys they want to start. It's a spot start. I doubt it's a bullpen game. But, there's just so much opportunity here. Things are lining up for the Rangers. And granted, things aren't lining up for them on the injury front, with Adolis now maybe not likely to play even pinch hit this weekend.
Right.
You're still without Corey Seager and Marcus Simeon and Evan Carter and Nathan
yeah.
Eovaldi, and we can keep going and going. But with what the Rangers have, pitching wise, their pitching's in decent shape outside of Eovaldi. The bullpen's been fortified with Chris Martin. Cole Winn could be coming back soon. It just feels like if the Rangers can pitch it all this series, they're going to be in really good shape.
And they're the best pitching staff in baseball. They have the best ERA among starting pitchers and the best among the bullpen. So, I mean, granted, and we've said all year, it'd be nice to have that lockdown closer, but even despite that, the numbers say the Rangers pitching is as good as anybody in the game right now.
Yeah, and the Rangers have had success against the Astros this year, going 4-3. You can make an argument that they could be 6-1 in these games.
Sure.
Certainly the series before the All-Star break, the Rangers really could have swept that had Robert Garcia done his job. And so, again, it's just you can reach out and touch it and see it and see all the advantages that are in the Rangers' favor, but you got to play the game. And the Rangers need to go out there, play the game, perform, and, stay in this hunt.
Yeah, and one of the things we talk about a lot with regard to whenever you're facing the Astros here, and it's certainly a conversation they'd have down there as well, but when you're facing the Astros here, there will be a lot of Astros fans in the place. So It sure is nice. And we heard, over the course of the road trip, we heard Cody Freeman say, man, I love quieting a loud crowd in a visiting ballpark. Well, you don't love that you even have to do that in a home ballpark, but sometimes you could. So it's nice to keep them the heck out of the game by scoring early, scoring often, and winning these games.
Yeah, you want as little orange in the seats as possible.
Yeah,
and if you see a bunch of orange in the aisles headed out in the sixth inning, things are probably going good for you, and you probably have quieted them as Cody Freeman was talking about doing. So, it'll be a fun series. The Saturday matchup is looking great with Brown versus DeGrom, two really, really good pitchers, both ERAs under 3. The Rangers got to Brown the last time they faced him right before the All-Star break. So, and these games just are always fun. And not always fun. The idea of the matchup is fun. Like September of 23 when the Astros came in here and mopped the floor with the Rangers. That wasn't any fun. But, the ALCS turned out to be a lot of fun for the Rangers that year. And, it seems like the Rangers have also gotten over that little hump. There was an Astros hump. Maybe now it's a Mariners hump based on the results at Safeco Field lately, but things have evened out a little bit, it feels like, in Houston. And, again, the Rangers are leading this season series so far with 6 games to go. And, yes, a chance to maybe win the West.
And win the Silver Boot as well. But, yes, as far as winning the West, you could almost foresee if the Rangers do really well against the Astros in the course of these 2 series, these 6 games that are left between the two, you could almost hear, actually, the voice of a man with a cigar on one side of his mouth and a cigarette on the other and some dip down there and a little horseshoe saying, and this is how the West was won. We'll see. We hope. We'll let you know. We probably won't need to let you know, but we'll be here to talk about it each and every day on the DLLS Rangers podcast.